It's been deemed that he can serve the rest of his sentence out in the community, and there's a petition going on at the moment because there was some discussions that had been had by some of the football clubs, I think Sheffield in particular, about taking him back, and a petition's gone out that's got 150,000 signatures saying actually that it's wholly inappropriate to have someone who's on licence for a rape conviction to be playing football at a national level. We would never say anything about an ex-offender not being able to work. It's about acknowledging that football is a particular kind of work. We don't get invited to come and talk about every time a rapist gets released from prison and goes back to work. There is an acknowledgement and a recognition that football has a particular platform, has a particular privilege and status. You know, we've got a whole bunch of young men and young women who look up to footballers, and I think it's something really important there about saying what message does it send out about how serious we take rape? What message does it send out to survivors of rape about how much we take value what's actually happened to them and the seriousness of the offence? I'd really hate to be sitting here next year and saying that the national statistics show that rape reporting has gone down because of some of the media comments that have been made around Ched Evans' case. There's been some really blaming media comments, there's been lots of misinformation, lots of focus on his survivor and not that much focus actually on him. There's been a lot of talk about, you know, can we give him a second chance? And the idea is, you know, actually thinking there is a woman out there who had all of her life chances taken away by his actions. She got named on Twitter, she had to change her identity, she had to leave her home, she had to leave her family. Her life has been absolutely destroyed, and I think as a society we need to side with her and not side with rapists. Judy Finnegan's comments, I think, are an outdated response. I think you can see that by the fact that very quickly she was forced to make a public apology. I don't think that people believe that anymore. I think people understand that actually rape is a very serious offence, and the only person that can be held responsible for committing a very serious offence is the offender, is the perpetrator. And so I think that that message actually has gone out publicly, but obviously there are still going to be people that hold these really outdated, outmoulded myths, and the problem in Judy Finnegan's place is that she had a platform to say them publicly. It would be fantastic to have Ched Evans actually show some remorse for what he did. That's what we've not seen the whole way through. He's kind of maintained that what he did was okay, that it was acceptable, that it wasn't rape. You know, and we would like to see some remorse. We would like to see him trying to do some work actually to improve the situation for all survivors of sexual violence. And then maybe after he's served his licence, his sentence out on licence, maybe after he's shown some remorse, maybe we can say that this is now a rehabilitated sex offender. And then in a couple of years, maybe we can come back to the conversation about whether or not it would be appropriate for him to return to football. But at the moment, it's just wholly inappropriate to have someone like that representing us on a national level.